Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Dee. Today we are doing my April TBR video. It's April, guys. All right, so I am typically a mood reader. I struggled a bit in March. Filming this, there's still a week left in March, but I just would pick up a book, read a few pages, put it down, read something else. It's like I couldn't settle into my reading. So I thought this would be a perfect month to introduce something else, to switch things up. That's for a couple of reasons. So first one is one of the readathons that I'm participating in this year that are year-long. There's two of them. One is getting a lot more complicated in April. And that is the Magical Readathon by G with BookRoast. I will link everything down below. This is my first year participating in this particular readathon. It is D&D based, role-playing type game. So you create a character, you figure out what their name, their race, their attributes, their strengths, you figure all that out. And then throughout the year, you read to gain knowledge and abilities for that character. So it sounds complicated, it kind of is, and that's why I'm going to link everything down below because I'm sure that's a terrible description of it. But the key part of that is that in April and in August, we have spring and fall semesters. And in these semesters, we have to do a lot more reading. So far it's only been one book a month, which has been completely manageable. Same with Buzzwordathon by BooksandLala. It's one book a month. I've been able to fit that in really well. However, for April, for the Magical Readathon spring semester, I have to do 8 books. 8 books. So I knew I couldn't like mood read my way through that. So I wanted to have a little more structure for this month, and I thought it would be a perfect time to introduce the game that I've been working on. So I did just start this channel, so obviously you've never seen this before, I've never played this game before, but I've kind of been working on it in the background. Even if I didn't start this channel, I was gonna try to implement it just to gamify things a little bit. I wanted to briefly talk to you guys about that game. This TBR video is probably going to be more chatty at first, just because it's all new and so I want to explain a few things. I did film the playing of the game last night, so the lighting is awful. I apologize in advance, and so is my voice. Allergies were kicking my butt last night, but I wanted to get that part filmed so I can kind of plan out the books, but I ran out of time to do the talking head portion of this video, and again, it was late already, and it probably would have been a crappy video if I'm honest. So we are gonna do this part now. So this is the game board, pretty simple. We start down here, we end at the top. I'm not going for a certain number of books, just however long it takes me to get to the end space. I'm rolling a d12 to get there, and these blank spaces correspond with, I have this little bag with these little cutout arrows that I laminated. And so I just put them in the bag, shake them up, and lay them however they come out, so it randomizes it every time I play the game. I explained that a little bit in the filming of the rolls last night, but I wanted to do that here as well. So the arrows correspond with different types of prompts. So we have cover prompts, harder or more specific prompts. They're not necessarily punishments, just maybe I only have a few of that type of thing on my shelf, so it'd be harder for me to get that kind of thing. Or there are some that are like this, where it's over 500 pages. So some of them might feel like a punishment, but I have a lot of those. So next one is genre prompts, general prompts that didn't fit into another category. And last but not least, these floral ones correspond with more title or author specific type prompts. So I may change things up as I play. Same with the rules, I might switch that up as we go. Right now, since this is the first time playing, I don't have a reward or punishment in place. But moving forward, I think the rules are going to be for the hard prompts, the black cards, those are going to be worth 3 points. Everything else is going to be worth 2. And anything I read outside of the TBR that I roll for will be 1 point. Punishment wise, if I do not read a book on my TBR, I lose 3 points from what I have accumulated. So for example, if I roll and I end up with 6 prompts and they're all regular prompts, they're worth 2 points each, I would get 12 points if I read them all. If I only read 5, then I would get the 10 points for the 5 that I read, but I would lose 3 for the one I did not read. So it would be 7 points. Hopefully that makes sense. The point system I'm going to use to kind of limit my book buying tendencies. Right now, I think I have it set as 50 points. I will be allowed to buy 3 new books or 5 secondhand books. But again, that might change. I figured 50 was a good number to get me through like a few months worth before I'm purchasing books. I will have caveats though of if I use my book exchange and I take books in and get credits and I can walk out without having to pay additional money, I can still get books that way because I'm still taking books out and I'm not spending money. And also if I'm gifted or given any books, I can obviously keep those too. But that was enough talking. Let's get into the rolls. Roll number 1. It's probably not even on screen. It's a 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's a general prompt. Just pull from the middle there. And it's a free pick. That's a good start. Roll number 1. I rolled a 7, and that was a general card, and that was a free pick. There it goes. And for this one, I chose The London Seance Society by Sarah Penner. This is a Book of the Month book I've had on my shelves for quite a while. March of 23, so a year. I was really excited to read this when it first came out, and then some reviews started coming out and people had mixed opinions, and I think I just put it on my back burner, and then it got lost in my stack of Book of the Month books. So I'm finally gonna get to that. And this also satisfies a magical readathon prompt for my shape-shifting class. So I had to read a book that was by an author who blurbed my last 5-star read. So my last 5-star read was Pandora by Susan Stokes Chapman, I believe. And Sarah Penner blurbed that. So this book says, amid the shrouded parlors of Victorian London, 2 darling women hunt for truth and justice in the perilous art of conjuring the dead. So it does sound very interesting. Like I said, I've heard mixed things, but hopefully I enjoy it. Roll number 2 is a 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That is a cover prompt. Telling you, allergy season, man. Okay, that is a book with pink on the cover, or mostly pink. This might be difficult, actually. Roll number 2, I rolled a 9 and landed on a cover prompt, and it was a pink cover. And I think I said in the video that this would be hard to do, and I totally forgot. I just hauled this very pink book. Annie Bott, this is another Book of the Month pick. This one is for March of 2024, so there's a March theme here, I guess. And this will also satisfy magical readathon prompt for conjuration, and that is to use a random color generator or wheel to pick a color. I got like a medium pink, medium to dark pink, so it fits. But this one is about Annie, who is an AI girlfriend, and she's basically on a journey of self-discovery. It does sound very good, and I've actually been really excited to get to this. So, okay, roll number 3 is a 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That is a cover prompt again. And this time it's a black cover. Not much variety happening right now. Roll number 3, I rolled a 10, and that was another cover prompt. And that was a black cover. And for this one, I picked How Readathon Destroyed the Multiverse. I know there's a lot of color going on, but it is a black background that's mostly black, just colorful writing. I also picked this because it fulfills a magical readathon prompt once again, and that is for animal studies, and it has to have a yellow title. So the writing is yellow. This is a sci-fi following Rory Thorne, who is set to take over her father's interplanetary consortium business. The father is assassinated. She has been betrothed to somebody on a different planet, and it sounds like a lot of chaos ensues. It sounds like a good time. I do look forward to this, and this was in my most recent haul as well. Roll number 4 is an 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 general prompt. That is to continue a series. And roll number 4, I rolled an 8 and got a general prompt, and that was to continue a series. And for this, I chose a chunky book. I chose Valor by John Gwynne. This is the second book in The Faithful and the Fallen. I absolutely adored the first one, and I'm excited to get back into this world and catch back up with these characters. I think if I don't get into this now, I'm gonna have to reread the first one because so much happens and I don't wanna lose context. But I've been putting it off a little longer than I should, just the sheer size of this book. This one will also work for the magical readathon for my spells and incantations class, and that was a random number generator. So I'll insert that footage here, but I just put 1 through 6 and it gave me a 1, so that was how many words the title was. So 1-word title. Roll number 5 is 12. So that should be the end. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yep. So we'll just pull the end spot, which is general. And that is second hand. Okay. And our last roll for the game, not our last book, but our last prompt for the game, I rolled a 12, and that got us to the end, so I just used whatever was on the end, which was a general prompt. And for that, I got second hand, which is actually really easy for me because about half of my books are, so I kind of had it was kind of like a free pick too. For this one, I chose Ready Player One by Ernest Cline. This is a sci-fi set in 2044, and our character is in a virtual world trying to solve puzzles to win a prize, but it turns deadly. It sounds like a good time. I know people love this book, and I'm late to the party on it, but when it was really popular, I just wasn't in the mindset to read something like this. So now I am, and it is on the list. And this also fulfills a magical readathon prompt. I sound like a parrot. But this is for Art of Illusion, and that was, you had to have game or play somewhere in the title. So I'm using player. That's the closest I could get. So that is all of the rolls, but again, not the last books, because I still had to get 3 more books on here. I still had 3 more prompts for Magical Readathon, and then I still had to fit in Buzzwordathon, which I was able to get on 1 book, which is nice. So first one, in addition to what I rolled, is A Curious Beginning. This is by Deanna Raybourn. This is a Veronica Speedwell novel. This is the first one. It's kind of a cozy mystery type series. And this fulfills the prompt of astronomy. So for this one, you were supposed to do a Zodiac recommendation. I wasn't entirely sure if it had to be from the BookRoast channel or not, but I used a video by Katie Colson, which I'll leave down below. I am a Leo, and this is one of the books she recommended for a Leo read. So The next one, I was being nice to myself on this one because I have a lot of books and some of them are quite hefty, but I went with Something is Killing the Children Volume 2, and this is going to fulfill the restoration class, and that is to read something you think would cure a slump. So graphic novel, really quick read, a quick moving plot, and I am enjoying it so far. So I do have the second one here, but I've kind of been wanting to read this. So if I read this before the beginning of April, I will use volume 3. So this might just be a stand-in, but that's what I'm choosing for restoration. And the last book is The Happiest Man on Earth. I forgot to take the sticker off, but this is by Eddie Jaku, not sure. But this is a tale of an Auschwitz survivor and how he found happiness through everything he went through. This is a memoir, and it's going to fulfill 2 things: the elemental studies for the Magical Readathon, and that is a light source on the cover. I know it's really hard to tell on camera, but the sun is lighting everything up and there's sun rays coming down around him, so I'm rolling with that. And it also fulfills Buzzwordathon for April, which is something to do with Earth in the title. And Earth is literally in the title, so I'm going with that. This is going to be my April TBR. It looks a little intimidating, but I am actually excited for everything that's on here, and I hope that it goes a lot better than just trying to mood read my way through everything. You guys will have to let me know if you like the game, if you don't like the game, if you have any suggestions for me or additional prompts I can add. I don't have a whole lot right now, so I'm definitely open to suggestions about that. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today and watching this video. Please do like and comment and consider subscribing if you're having a good time here. I know I am. And if you have any questions or anything like that, please do leave them down below and I will try to address those. And again, I will link everything down below as far as different channels and readathons and all of that fun stuff, because I'm sure my explanations weren't perfect. It's gonna be like the theme of this channel. But anyways, all right, I'll see you guys later.